751 KTRS, the Big 550 with Larry Stendenbach. First rule, he is our 21st century digital boy.
Well, okay. I'll take it. I'll take the title if it takes. If the shoe fits, I suppose.
So I noticed here you're going to talk about E3 2017.
E3, which if you don't know is the Entertainment Electronics Expo. It's the big expo that they have every year for the digital interactive industry, so the video game industry, video consoles, that sort of thing. It's kind of like the Sundance Film Festival for video games, if you will. And it's kind of where geeks like myself have Thanksgiving, which we gorge ourselves on all the new good stuff coming out. And so this year there was, many announcements. So let's look at the top three, at least according to me. There was Microsoft made a big announcement by announcing a new Xbox console. So one of the big players in the home theater kind of gaming home industry. You got Microsoft making Xbox, you got Sony making PlayStation, and you got Nintendo making their own stuff like the Nintendo Switch. So they launched a brand new console called the very original name. Here we go. Xbox One, which is what the current console is, X. So they just added an X to the end of it. I wonder how many marketers got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for that. But that aside, the console itself is a much beefier Xbox that's really aimed around 4K. So we've heard talk about 4K TVs. McGraw has been laboring over to get a 4K TV for a while now.
Tell us what 4K TV means.
So 4K TV, really what it means, if you break it down, it's the number of pixels along the top of the screen. So when they say 4K, there's literally 4,000 or nearly, there's actually 3,840 pixels along the very top of the screen. And so and really, standard HD, a lot of times it's called 2K, because it was 1920 by 1080 along the top. So 1920, so it was very close to 2K. So it's really, when they say that, and you hear all these jargony terms, it's really just a way of shortening down. There's a lot of little dots on the screen that make the image have more fidelity. So, 4K is actually 4 times the resolution of standard 1080p. It's actually, if you took standard 1080p TV and you stacked them in a little grid, a 2x2 grid, that's what a 4K TV essentially does, but on one screen. And so up until now, there's been very little content as far as, why should I go spend money on this 4K TV when I can't watch anything in 4K? And so other than a couple things like YouTube and Netflix, now we have options. So the PlayStation, and the new PlayStation stuff and the new Xbox are really aimed at that, and it really does make a big difference when you don't see those jagged lines you see in some old video games and things like that.
Yes, so, 4K?
I do. I've had 4K for a while now on computer, and I will say it makes a huge difference because just the fidelity. And then when you go back and you look at 1080p, that looks kind of gross. So the new Xbox console is $500, a lot of money, but it is arriving this November. And currently kind of getting mixed reviews, but it's mainly just geeks yelling at themselves, and we'll wait and see once it actually comes out.
The regular layperson will probably love it.
I think so. I really do. So next, Nintendo had a really good showing. Nintendo's one of those companies that they don't know how to market. They just do whatever they want to do, and it kind of seems to work. They're a lot more fun, I'd say, than the other two parties. And they're coming back with a lot of their favorites. The crowd favorites you guys out there know about: Mario, new Metroid games. So, and they just released, of course, a very large Zelda game that was very, very popular for the Switch. So, basically, this November, end of the year, you're going to see a lot of the classics that you saw in the 80s and 90s, basically being brought back to the scene for a new generation.
And just in time for the holidays.
Exactly. Which over 50% of all video game equipment, games, everything are sold during Christmas time, so it's very important for the market, to get it out.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with sticking with the classics.
No, I don't think so either. And they're all family friendly a lot of times too, so you can sit down with your kids and play some video games. There's been increasing numbers of studies, by the way, by universities that show that video games aren't harmful for kids. In fact, it's the opposite. They're quite good for kids, especially kids that are learning, because it teaches them to arrive at conclusions quicker. Not necessarily that it makes them smarter, but it lets their critical thinking, improves times, improves test scores. So actually playing video games, unlike what your mother might have told you a couple of years back, is actually pretty good for you.
You know what? That just sounds to me like poppycock from a video geek. Right.
It could be. I guess we'll have to wait and see. The video gamers, non-video gamers, about 20 years down the line. Finally, VR. We talk about virtual reality a lot. It's not going anywhere. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. One of the biggest game studios, Bethesda, launched version of their game Fallout 4 and a version of the very, very, very popular game, one of the most popular games ever, called Skyrim, for VR. So you'll be able to be in the virtual world that they've been created, swing your sword and shield in real life, and actually get some exercise while you play video games.
Have you tried the virtual?
I have tried put the phone in the virtual reality. My nephew received that for Christmas, and it was really fascinating. It was interesting to watch it. The stuff that Larry's talking about is way above
full body tracking. Right. You move around the actual room, and you actually sweat when you have to run from something in game. It's it's going to be interesting a couple of years down the line where people are going to say, instead of when I grew up, it was stop playing video games, go outside and get some exercise and go have fun. Now it's like go play video games and go get some exercise.
Yeah, go slap on the VR headset. Remember when Wii came out and we had Wii injuries? People were throwing out their shoulders and throwing out or swinging and losing the little Wii
it's true.
controller.
Number of TVs died that way with controllers going right through them.
That was the first time you kind of actively participated with the video
They were
game.
leading and definitely future thinking. But this is to a whole nother level. And you play VR for 30 minutes to an hour a night, and you get a very good workout, actually.
I wonder if anyone, this is kind of over the top, but if anyone's been injured or suffered any kind of...
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, because again, unlike a standard video game, you are literally running, dodging, moving. If literally, if you're in a shooting game and a bullet's coming at you, you actually have to dodge.
Yeah.
It's not like you just move a joystick. So yeah, people will get injured, but then again, people get injured playing all sorts of sports and everything normally anyway. So
and again, especially if you're side by side.
And go to traffic.
That's true. Most of these experiences nowadays are for the VR room space are single person. You can play with multiple people if you have multiple setups, but they're single.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you so much, Larry.
As
always
always.
great. It's time for traffic with Tim Wiley.